good evening. You may or may not be able to hear the owl hooting above my head, but I don't mind that. I like nature stuff. So anyway, I am out testing a new light. Now these are the first thoughts. I will have a review as soon as I can. Let me turn on a different headlamp so I can show you what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. So at the time of me testing this, and I will keep testing it every day, it is not released. So it will have to be, this first look will have to be released on a specific date. That was the only stipulation that Nitecore gave me. They said, put what you want, don't care, be as honest as you want. We will not tell you what to do, we will not tell you what to say, and we will not edit anything. Good, great, that's how I like it on this channel. So, as I just scratched my ear, apologies. Doing this in 4K highest bit rate I can get away with HDR. Right, let's squat down a bit. We're not in an American football team here, but I'm going to squat down. So we are looking at the HA23 UHE. Okay, what's going on here? What's all this UHE rubbish? Well, if you remember the HC65, the reviews on the channel here, it wasn't a V3, which I was expecting. It had the UHE moniker. Now that just stands for ultra high efficiency. I mean, I don't know if I would use the word ultra, but it's more efficient. So if you compare them to comparable you know, LEDs in the same sort of bracket, you get about 20 to 22, 25% more efficiency, a little bit. So they're a little bit better. And I'm happy to say they've gone for the array effect, which was on the new UHE Nitecore HC65. Pretty good. And it's called the HA23 or the HA23. So people who haven't got the ultra high efficiency, you can laugh at them and say, ha, you haven't got them. My battery's going to last longer. In regards to batteries, this will run on 3 Triple A's, so that's the size factor, not the chemistry necessarily. So you can put in 3 alkalines, or obviously the nickel metal hydrides, so like your 1.2 volts or your 1.5 nickel alkalines, general normal battery, or as what I've done, and bear with me just 2 seconds, because it's a bit fiddly, I'm doing this one-handed. Obviously it tilts here, but watch, when you keep tilting it, you can open this back section, just like I think it's a UT27, which I might show you in a moment. So I do this one-handed. So I open that, you see, that's your battery compartment. So normally you would have 1, 2, 3 cells. I just happen to have put a Nitecore battery pack in here, which is a lithium ion, so it gives you longer run times. So, but it's still outputting the same. So this is the HLB 1300. So if you look at the pack, and I've checked all the marketing material, they are claiming that if you put the alkalines in, you'll get the same output as you will get using a different battery chemistry, or in fact the pack there, which I've been using. I have tested normal alkaline batteries in the work, and I've tested some Eneloop Pros and some normal Eneloops and some Larders, and they're all absolutely fine, no problems. So let's have a quick look at this. Enough waffling. So this is a 1 meter drop rating. I was expecting a bit more, but okay. And IP68. IP68, I don't know. Let me open that again. If I can get it open. Apologies, this is very unprofessional. Right, so looking at that, there's like there's a lip that goes into a section. So yeah, it may be, but I don't know if I'd want to submerge that in water personally. But they are claiming IP68, so okay, that's their claim. I will test that on the full review. And if you look on the top there, you have the usual, it's becoming the norm now with a lot of the smaller headlights from Nitecore. You have the mode button on the left and the action button on the right. And it does have full E-lock, so you see the 2S and then the lock. Basically what that's telling you is if you hold those down both at the same time for a couple of seconds, it will flash, and then you are not able to use the light, so it won't go off in your pocket. I really like that. Yeah, I know you can take the batteries out and things like that, but okay. The one thing this doesn't have is USB recharging. Most of the Nitecores do, but it's because they've gone for the pack. And if you noticed on that pack, and apologies again, here I go, I need to open it again one-handed, sorry. If you look on the bottom of that pack, bottom right hand corner, there is a Type C, and the little light there goes red, and then when it's finished, it's green. So if you do want to charge it, you're going to have to take the batteries out and charge it, or swap your alkalines, or charge the battery pack. Okay, right. It's got nice sort of holes in the back there to keep it lightweight. Probably what some people might not mention, but in the box, see that square in the middle? On the other side, you can put a clip, so you can actually take this band out and clip it. So you see how there's like a split there and there. You can actually take this band completely out, but I've been loving it like this. I've tried it with a clip momentarily on a belt and it was fine, no problems, because it's so light. Now, in regards to the band, very, very nice. It's got that, you know, bead of silicon or whatever the hell it is. People say it's for sweat. I don't know. I've done trail running for years, and I don't know if that's how that works personally, but there you go, that's what I'm told. But for me, it keeps it in place. It's tacky on skin, and that's what I like, so it doesn't move about. And there is a slight, see, there's a slight bevel to this section, which is great because your head's slightly beveled, or mine is, you know, I look like Frankenstein, so I have a slight bevel. So very good, very, very comfortable, very light, and it has that waffle pattern, and typical Nitecore, good quality, good quality. No, there's no like nasty bits that get irritating and getting the sweat. You do have an accent on here, so bear with me just 2 seconds. So as you can see, that's very reflective, that Nitecore there, and the 3 bits on the back, and it has the 2 section pull there, so that's where it loops around, and then you have this bit with like 2 thumb marks there and there. I really like that. So you just sort of put your hands, one on the left, one on the right behind you, and pull. That tightens it. Push them in to untighten it. Brilliant, great stuff. Okay, right, what else has this got before we show you what it's like? Okay, so you've got your 3 LEDs. Now, interestingly, not only are these the ultra high efficiency ones, they are triple tint. Triple tint, what the hell is that, TrailTrek? What are you talking about? Okay, so what I'm talking about is normally when you go and buy a light, what you do is you think, well, I'm a tint snob and I want warm, or I want neutral, or I want white, and all things like this. And all that refers to is the Kelvin value, which is the description of the tint. How does it look? Does it look very white, or does it look very warm? And no, I'm a bit of a tint snob, and we're not talking about colour rendering index yet. I will cover that, which is colour rendering. That's like colour reproduction. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what does the tint look like, and this has all 3. So before I show you that, I will just show you one added little thing. Now, where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? There's somewhere on here. There's a little battery level, and if you press, I think it's there. There you go. So if you press mode, I'll do that again. So if you look in the middle, press mode. There, see that? It goes up, so that is about sort of, it's near 100 because I've just put the new battery pack in there. So one of those means 25, 2 means 50, 3 means 75, and full. And it goes up, click, 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 as you charge, which is, you know, nice to see. So great, good stuff. They've done a good job. That's slightly tacky. You see this bit? There's rubber on there, which makes it a bit more tactile. I would have possibly wanted this button a little bit more out, but because it's got a texture, you can feel it. You don't go, where's the button? I can't. But I would maybe have made the mode a little bit more beveled. I don't know. But great so far. And you can see they are 4 TIRs, slightly frosted in the middle, and then like a faceted effect around there. And there's 2 little red LEDs, so there and there. But I'll show you them. Right, so let's show you some modes here. So let's turn this damn light off on my head. Right, so if we're going to use the HA23 here, and I've already had about 7 minutes, apologies, this is supposed to be a quick review, but as usual on this channel, waffle, waffle, waffle. Right, so if I hold the button, it goes on. Right, let's show the little modes here. Right, so if I press the action button again, it will cycle through the 3 modes. So if I turn that off, double press, we are on ultra low, 6 lumens. Now bear in mind, we are in is that neutral or warm? I'll let you decide. I've done this in 4K, so it should be color accurate 10-bit. And then the next version is boom, 100 lumens. So you can see that's pushing out of those trees, pretty good. I'd probably want a tiny little bit more to hike by, which is what the next mode is, 280. I've always said about 300 for hiking is pretty perfect there. So I'll stand up a bit so I can push out a bit. So if I'll put it just above, I've got it at head height. So it's representative of what you would get there. So on that tint, bear in mind, on that tint, that's the maximum output. So I'll show you that again. Now bear in mind, I started on ultra low, but then it cycles through the 3. Okay, so you've got low, medium, high. So low, 100, 280, boom, that's maximum, 600 lumens. Very nice. They're saying 1.5 hours. That's their quote, not mine, on a full cell. Pretty good, pretty good. Now, what was TrailTrek going on about tints? Well, I'll show you. So when this is on, we flick the mode button. So I'll do that now. Boom, can you see the difference? That is a warm tint. In fact, we'll walk along. So I'll walk along here. So that's a warm tint on the same level of output. Warm tint, white tint. See the difference? It's a shame, it's winter here. It's very, very cold. It's about 2 degrees Celsius, sort of 35, 37 Fahrenheit. Very cold, so there's not a lot of green. Green is sort of a good test. So is brown sometimes. So let's have a look at this. So if we look at this, so we'll go through the tints. So there. So you see, now which do you think that is? We'll go through them. Boom, see? So to me, that is the warm. That's 3000 Kelvin. Then that is your white, which is 6500 Kelvin. And then neutral, somewhere in between. So some people say 5000, I generally say 4500, 4700, something like that. So we'll go through the modes. I'll go down this river. So if we turn that on, and then we'll go to white, and then go through the modes. So low, medium, high. Then the next one, low, medium, high. Next one, low, medium, high. I'm not going to go into what the purpose of those different tints are. It's not just a cosmetic thing. There are different purposes, such as backscatter and reflectivity on surfaces. That's not what this is about. This is a first thoughts video. So I'm going to turn that out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get that in the back pocket. Turn my headlamp back on, and here's some ones to just compare. So just quickly though, this is the NU33. I think it's about 700 lumens on this one, so 100 lumens more. And again, it's got the same mode and action button, and but you can't get in the back, and it is USB-C rechargeable at the bottom there. But it does have the nice, and you can see again, see the battery level there. So they've all got that now, which I think is very important. Okay, so NU33, bang. Very pushy this one, even though it's a headlamp. Boom, boom, see? Boom, boom, boom. So on its maximum there, 700 lumens. Very pushy. There's not so much throw on the left and right. Sorry, spill. That's my mistake there, sorry. So there's a shallow grave that the mob dug earlier. And that looks pretty nice in it. So I'm just letting you calibrate your eyes and saying, well, okay, what am I looking at here? Because I've got nothing to compare it with. So turn that out. Turn that back on. Get that in there. And then we will also compare it with nice little ace beam, funny beam on this one, which I actually quite like. It's the ace beam H16. Different form factor though, obviously it's not a standard headlamp, but does come with a band. And it has a high CRI. Again, I'm not going to go into that in this video. It's not supposed to be a full review. And there it is. And then you can double click to get the maximum. So you see how it has, in the middle you have that funny round section. I don't mind that because that's quite pushy. There, and IP68 again on this one, and it's about 650 lumens on this one. But you may or may not notice, it depends if you've got an HDR TV and you've got this in 10-bit mode, you may or may not notice this is better colour reproduction, higher CRI value. There you go. So pretty nice, quite neutral to warm. I like the tint on that. Okay, and pop that in there. And then if you want to go mega small, you could go for the NU21, I think this is, just to prove it. There you go, NU21. Very small, very light. Bare minimum if you're trail running. I wouldn't trail run in this. If it's too wet, this is such a low output. Even though it's lovely and diffuse, it just maybe is not quite enough. But if you're just hiking, it's absolutely fine. So turn that on. Boom. It's got a couple of modes, but very diffuse beam, look. There, that's its maximum. Super light. It's got those little strings like the Salomon, quick lace, which do work, and I like them, and they glow in the dark. So I'll just show you. If I put them on a light there for a few seconds and then turn that out, you might see, well, you might or you might not. Let's turn that out. There, you see how they're cool glow in the dark? Nice feature sometimes if you're transitioning between dark and light and you just quickly want to find it. But anyway, so turn that on. Boom, boom, boom. There's its lowest. So not a lot of light coming out of that. Put it at head height, but nice tint on that. Medium, high. Pretty good, isn't it? It's a classic sort of fine for hiking. You know, 360 lumens on this one maximum, which is probably just enough with this diffuseness anyway. Turn that off. What else have I got in my bag of tricks? Let's have a look. I'm trying to keep this. This was supposed to be in a 10 minutes, so apologies. And here's the H5 from Woburn with that lovely wide beam. I'll just show you that. So if we turn it on and then click, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. There. Look how wide that beam is. Look, if I hold that down to the ground, look at the width on that. It's not 180, but it's not far off, is it? Look at the width. Look at the termination line there. Incredible. But then, of course, because of that, the issue, well, not issue, but artifact that you get with that is it's very diffuse, isn't it? So it's putting the light all over the shop and not necessarily out in front of you. So is that or isn't that an issue for you? I know that depends because everyone has a different use case. So you can see it certainly doesn't push a distance, but it's beautiful and relaxing to walk by because it's very diffuse, but it's not pushing very far. About 450 lumens on this though, so you're not getting a lot. And it's using the double A cell form factor with a Type C rechargeable section at the top. So pretty nice. And I think that's 920 milliamp hours you get on the cell that comes with it from Woburn. Right, turn that out. Right, the last one, if I turn this on, is not that one. Apologies, this is going on longer. While I'm kerfuffling around, I shall tell you that it is 1 metre drop rating, IP68, which, it may be. I'll believe them in this sort of instance, because I have never had broken a Nitecore yet. I've bashed them around all over the shop, but never broken yet. Okay, so what else am I checking this with? Same battery pack in this, which I've just swapped out there. Same back, small. This is the UT27. 800 lumens on this one. Now they've gone for a different approach on this. So on one side you have a warm tint, and then you have a different tint on the other side, and then your red modes here. So different. So if you watch, if I hold this one, watch on the left. So fuck, hang on, turn that out, and then you might actually see what I'm talking about. So if you hold the left button, the left one goes on, but there, see how you can't see it on the right? Whereas if I hold that one, the white one goes on, which is on the right. Now if you double press, you get both on at the same time. There, boom, 800 lumens on that, look. And again, you can put in your AAA cells, or the battery pack light is on here. I think this is a really good one. It's nice and light, but so is the HA23, and this is a normal LED, whereas the HA23 is ultra high efficiency, but obviously the output on this is totally different. 600 on the HA23, whereas this has 800, which is, you know, really good. Look, that's almost pushing out around that corner, whereas the other lights certainly weren't. And down at the floor, very bright. And quite a nice tint on it as well. So turn that out. Right, so if I turn that back on, right, so I'll quickly show you the light we're supposed to be talking about, if I can find it. It was here somewhere. Where did I put it? It's not there. There it is. Right, so, and this lets me show you the battery compartment. There's a battery compartment, so you can put your AAAs in, as it says there, or above you can put in one of their lithium ion packs, which are really good because they've got a type C, so then you do have charging. And then clip, that goes in, perfect. And there's your tiltability there, see? Perfect, nice, light, decent headlamp from Nitecore. So been very pleased with it so far. Ultra high efficiency, and you've got the 3 tints. What more could you ask for? There is a red light mode, but I'll show you that in the full review. So far, really nice. If you've got any comments, put them down below, but I'll try and have the full review up probably in a couple of days after this, because I'm going to continue testing. So this is the HA23, ultra high efficiency. Very nice, very nice. There you go. Right, I'm off in the dark, so good night.